sound. Soul man on the scene. Get those hands up. It's time to raise that roof. Feel the beats, surge in the streets. Crank it up loud, dance those feet. Soul man kicking the jams to hype the crowd. Commitment to share and joy, a solemn vow. Getting jiggy with it, slaying that floor. Bust out that groovy wheeze, ready for more. Cue it up, soul man, electrify the air. Here comes the boom, shaking our derriere. Feed that hype, now bring the noise. Charge the crowd, Friday joy. Giving that funk to move that trunk. Waving from your chair like you just don't care. The crowd hands up, fueling that hype. Blow the roof off the studio, tonight's that night. Cue it up, soul man, electrify the air. Here comes the boom, shaking our derriere. Feed that hype, now bring the noise. Charge the crowd, Friday joy. You are owed this moment for working those hours exclusively. Breaking down the walls, a roaring phoenix to be set free. All of the rocking crowd waving in unison, hyped out of our minds. Let Friday begin. Whoop, whoop. Coming up, soul man, electrify the air. Here comes the boom, shaking our derriere. Feed that hype, now bring the noise. Charge the crowd, Friday joy. You are owed this moment for working those hours exclusively. Breaking down the walls, a roaring phoenix to be set free. All of the rocking crowd waving in unison, hyped out of our minds. Let Friday begin. Whoop, whoop. Cue it up, soul man, electrify the air. Here comes the boom, shaking our derriere. Feed that hype, now bring the noise. Charge the crowd, Friday joy. Cue it up, soul man. Cue it up, soul man. Cue it up, soul man. Cue it up, Friday joy. Cue it up, Friday joy. Cue it up, soul man. Cue it up, Friday joy. Early morning light, rise before the sun is bright. Working hands, calloused and wide. Embracing trades with gleaming pride. Blue collar, heart beating strong. Long hours, but we belong. Sweat and toil, our daily guide. Building dreams with honest stride. Tools in hand, a worn-out glove, crafting beauty with love. Each nail, each screw we drive. For our families we thrive. Blue collar, heart beating strong. Long hours, but we belong. Sweat and toil, our daily guide. Building dreams with honest stride. The whistle blows, the day is done. We rest our heads under the same sun. Tomorrow's dawn will rise again with blue-collar pride in our veins. Blue-collar heart beating strong, long hours but we belong. Sweat and toil our daily guide, building dreams with honest stride. Blue-collar pride forever true. Our hard work, our love shines through. For family we'll always strive. With blue-collar pride we'll with honest stride. What's going on, you epic souls? It's to get all grooving and funky up in the house. Hashtag space for crabs. Crank the volume and raise the roof for the studio. Let's get them hands in the air. Soul man shredding up some new beats. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Can I get a whoop whoop to the whoop 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 whoop? There it is again, that feeling in the air. Friday excitement, pump for kicks right out of your chair. Can I get a whoop 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 to the whoop 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 funkin', groovin', clumpin', moving. That's what the soul man's got us doing. Can I get a whoop 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 to the whoop 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 whoop? Spinning them tracks, nice and sleek, cheering us up. It's the end of the week. Bustin', breaking, shimming, shaking. Can I get a whoop 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 to the whoop 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 whoop? You ever had that feeling? Alone, dark and cold. The cold clutch of loneliness. The emptiness untold. Then when least expected, they walk into your life. Pillars of strength, love, and fortitude, reigniting one with hearts so soft, the ones who know my heart and stand strong with me. Blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family. We've all risen up from the places from where some may not walk. From somewhere deep within, we find within the bravery to talk. We're all vulnerable and uncut, rising to the occasion, embracing us, even though we're all a little nuts. We will always pick up where we left off, humble and kind minds, with hearts so soft, the ones who know my heart and stand strong with me. Blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family. We've all stood on the dark side of the tracks, a space of non-judgment. There ain't no looking back. Life is a roller coaster that we have to hold on tight. Bless all of you in my world, helping me continue the fight. We will always pick up where we left off, humble and kind minds, with hearts so soft, the ones who know my heart and stand strong with me. Blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family. Embrace brothers and sisters in this time of need. Open hearts like steam trains forward plow. Tomorrow is too late, our time is now. Woo! Slide that trombone, let it sing and wail. Spin around, stomp down, joys off the scale. With a washboard rhythm, feel that old-time grace. Every note a story, happiness we chase. Raise your glass, let's toast to beats that flow. Trumpets blare, feet dare on with the show. Bring that soul, that funk-defy beat. Embrace brothers and sisters in this time of need. Open hearts like steam trains forward plow. Tomorrow is too late, our time is now. A temple dreams in a neon scene. Together we swing to this live machine. So when that trumpet calls, don't you shy away. Join the washboard track, let the music play. It's a celebration of sound of life, where troubles melt neath the rhythm's knife. Bring that soul, that funk-defy beat. Embrace brothers and sisters in this time of need. keeping hearts in sync. Yours yourself, don't even think. Let the music take control. We're on a journey, feeding our soul. Jump it up, let's lose our minds. Raise your hearts, leave worries behind. Hulk hearts soaring, reaching high. Together as family, we touch the sky. Feel the energy, it's electric. In this moment, we're connected. Let the love flow, let the joy rise. Underneath these starlit skies. Gather round, feel the thrill of the will. Climbing the hill, time standing still. Caring for those in my circle, strength and will. Doors open, come get your fill. Providing what fits the bill. Gladiator at your till. Serving up stingles on flame. Broil grills, let's go troopers, you know the drill. Jump it up, let's lose our minds. Raise your hearts, leave worries behind. Hope hearts soaring, reaching high. Together as family, we touch the sky. Feel the energy, it's electric. In this moment, we're connected. Let the love flow, let the joy rise. Underneath these starlit skies. Selfless stars shining bright, giving back, spreading light. Fireworks burst the night, ignites with sick beats. We own these heights. Voices echo the crowds a wave. In this unity, we feel so brave. Dance like there's no tomorrow. In the joy, we'll drown our sorrow. Jump it up, let's lose our minds. Raise your hearts, leave worries behind. Hope hearts soaring, reaching high. Together as family, we touch the sky. Feel the energy, it's electric. In this moment, we're connected. Let the love flow, let the joy rise. Underneath these starlit skies. Drums thumping, trumpets blast. To live in the moment, let's make it last. The fuel in the fire, feel that heat. Soul man live, lose your seat. Gather your friends, let's make a scene. In this celebration, we're living the dream. Hands up high, let's unite with every beat. We own the night. Jump it up, yo. Hashtag space for crafts with Hulk hearts. Fire it up, yo. I got you. Break the walls, do your way. Igniting the night sky with fire to show. Lighting the way for silently struggling to grow. Standing up to speak up on what's right. Unwavering in the mission with hands tight. Fire it up, soul man. Stigma's blowing up and running the streets. Fired up and ready to see their defeat. I am the one to bring them all down. All for the voiceless, trying to make sound. Trying to make a difference for all to see. Light it up, my phoenix. It's time to fly free. Break the walls down. Wow. Igniting the night sky with fire to show. Just how far the silently struggling can really go. Standing up to speak up on what's right. Unwavering in the mission with hands tight. Fire it up, soul man. The time is now for those in need. We will not watch them suffer in their defeat. Reaching out with support in hands. This is where we hold the line and make our stand. Allowing others to be truly heard. Sharing the core within are the only words. We all have a place at this great table. A lifeline to reach out to and keep us stable. Break the walls down. Igniting the night sky with fire to show. Just how far the silently struggling can really go. Standing up to speak up on what's right. Unwavering in the mission with hands tight. Fire it up, soul man. Rise my feet and can fly. Rise my feet. Rise when people don't. Rise my feet. Rise my feet. Jump fly. in the night sky with fire to show just how far the silently struggling can really go. Standing up to speak up on what's right, unwavering in the mission with hands tight. Fire it up, soul man. Rise, my
From Studio One, nestled in the heart of Calgary, welcome to Aaron Gibson's Soul Man Live. Bringing you that moment of joy in your day to ignite your inner phoenix and fly. Today's featured guests, you. And now it's time to put your Hulk hearts up and welcome your big burly hug host, Aaron Gibson.
Happy Friday out there, everyone. Oh, we got to turn the volume down on that microphone of mine. I almost blew my eardrums out. Sweet Mary, Mother of Pearl. Happy Friday. Oh my God. Wow. It is, times are interesting right now. Times are very interesting. We're trying to dumb it down a bit. I'm just happy that we can have a space here where we can escape that for an hour. And it's all of you here together tonight. Hello, Gregory. Thank you, Nicole, for being out there. I see you, Michelle. I seen Dina Fortune out in the comments as well as, oh, please, I hope I don't butcher this. Ligia? I don't know. I've got a bad Scottish accent. So I speak a few languages. I speak French. Je parle un petit peu de français. And that's just because of Ontario. I speak a little bit of Serbian Croatian. Dobro dan, kako ste? I speak English, and then I speak bad English. So there we go. That's how we're kicking off Friday night. I'm so stoked for tonight's special guest, and there's a lot of build-up going on here. So feel the power, feel the energy. It's coming. It's coming your way. Tomorrow. Wow. Happy International Women's Day. There are so many women in my world that have been here for me these last few months, brothers too, but tomorrow's International Women's Day, and I just wanted to let all those that have been at my side and just being the amazing souls that they are, giving back, supporting me, giving me a place to lean when I needed a place to lean, and being leaders when we really need leaders right now, to just, again, initiate a push out there in the world that we need to start opening our eyes a little bit more closer to the people rather than the politics. But that's my own personal opinion. We're going to keep it at that because I'm ultra vibing. Tonight's special guest, I've known for quite some time, and rather being international, what better guest to have on International Women's Day, but then a national woman that I actually share this side of the border with. She hails from Ontario, Canada, and we had an opportunity to touch base last year. She actually invited me to be a special guest on her show. And it's still, I'm still overclumped from that conversation with her because she's in the same line of business as me. Transformational Soul Talks. fellow soul worker. And that is literally what she is doing out there. And she is inspiring and she is empowering women. She is empowering actually everybody when it comes to her circle. Um, I'm kind of gifted because I know a few of her colleagues, and they have actually been special guests here on Soul Man Live as well. So big shout out to Raschell Atkins. Anyways, this soul, she does the exact same thing that I do, in the fact that she hit me with some good chord questions. And when I say chord questions, I mean touching the inner chords. And it was such a refreshing moment to share with her and do the audio and just share and be honest. And she made me feel very much heard on her show. So without further delay, wait, where's my pen? I can't do this without my pen. I've got to have my pen to welcome everybody in now. Without further delay or ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages and sizes, and aliens from all planets, please welcome to the stage Raschell Harlingten.
Thank you. Thank you. Such a warm welcome. Wow. That was amazing.
I'm just blessed to
Amazing.
have you in my company this evening, milady. And again, what better person to kick off tomorrow? You've had so many impactful posts this past week on LinkedIn that have really, I'm just like, yeah, we need to see more of that. You're doing great.
Thank
So
you.
welcome. I'm just like a little starstruck because you've been doing this a way longer than I have.
I mean, I started speaking on stages back in probably 2016, 2017. COVID hit. And it was actually Lachelle Atkins, who had a podcast at the time, who I said, hey, I've got to pivot because I can't go on stages. Everything's shut down. So and I kudos to her, because it was because of her I said, oh, I can do this podcast. So I started figuring things out, looking where I could, put it all together. And it was mainly audio at the time. And it did start with empowering women to tell their stories of transformation, where they were, what trauma, what hardship they'd gone through, abuse, whatever it was, coming from another country and having nothing and having to start from scratch, right? And then it slowly started to morph, and it became everybody. It was everybody has a story to share. And now, it's about the empowerment of your story. And I speak about it so strongly because, we all have a story, we all have trauma, we all have things that we go through. But are you pulling those pieces out that empower you, or are you pulling those pieces out that disempower you? So it really is about how you shape your story, because we all have one and we've all gone through our challenges. And so, yeah, that's where it is now. And I'm this year I got to go to Panama and interview a beautiful woman on the island, and talk about her story, how she'd left the United States, and her dream was to have a place on the Caribbean. And not only did I get to interview about what she does and how she's building communities and real estate, but I got to meet her amazing husband, who is actually rebuilding and supporting the coral reefs in Bocas, and supporting the community there by helping, because the waters get so hot that ultimately the fish die, the coral die, the fish go away. So he's helping rebuild that whole environment. And it was just very, very heartwarming, beautiful, the two of them, what they're doing. So I want to do more of those. So that is my goal. And yeah,
No
at least
doubt.
two or
No
three a
doubt.
year.
I'm like coral reef, swimming, fishies. Fishies, bubbles, 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 bubbles. I love the
Yeah.
bubbles. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so we kind of jumped right into it. For those of you that are just joining, and I've been gifted to know Raschell for quite some time. I've been following her since I really got onto the platform. She's again one of those inspirational souls. So for everybody that doesn't know you as well as I do, please just let everybody know who you are, where you're from, what you're doing.
Sure, absolutely. So I currently live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So I'm a Canadian. I'm originally from the UK, but I have lived here for many years. I have family here. And what I do, I'm a transformational coach, speaker, podcaster of the Transformational Soul Talks, and a numerologist. And I'm out there, supporting many people holistically, and also through mental awareness. What you eat, what you think, it creates your environment. So that's, in a nutshell, a little bit about me. Yeah.
The only thing I could have added to that list is healer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could totally, yeah. Healer is one of those things that really needs to be associated with your name, because when we had our conversation, it was actually healing, because we touched base, and I'm pretty sure you remember it, when you asked me who would I'd have at the table, and I had to take a moment to pause because there was two sides of me that came out. There was a Hulk side, and then there was the Bruce Banner side,
Mm-hmm.
and we got to share in that moment. And your insight at that moment literally made my mind switch and change who I wanted at that table, because now I was thinking what you were talking about, and the fact that if this sequence of operations didn't happen, would
Mm-hmm.
you be the same individual? So
Mm-hmm.
now it's my turn to kind of reverse the roles. And of course, we do the exact same thing. So again, organic conversation. We don't have any scripts in front of us. I think the closest I've got a book here, but I mean, I don't have anything else in front of me except for my phone, and that's been turned off. Um, so what I mean, now that we know that where it began, what really fired you up after you spoke with Lachelle to really just jump into this? Because I mean, not everybody is so endeavorous to just, okay, well, I'm going to start putting my voice out there into the universe, and I'm going to start pushing a new angle. What was that experience like for you?
Well, as I had said, I had kind of spoken a little bit on stages, and I knew I had a story I wanted to share, and I knew that I had to say something. And I think I was kind of like sticking my foot, just my big toe in the water in the beginning. But when Lachelle shared with me how simple it was to do this, I thought, this is a great platform, because why not? I mean, I started off and it was a bit rocky. It was trying to put things together. It was all just podcasts. There was no video. Um, but as I started to listen to people's stories, as I started to hear what they were doing, as I started to understand that they were changing their environment, and it really set off chords within me. And I actually had called it one thing at the beginning, and then I changed it to the Transformational Soul Talks, because I wanted people to talk from their soul. I wanted them to share with other people, because the empowerment, as I always say, the empowerment of your story leads to the trajectory of your life. And if I can share one story and somebody hears it somewhere where they're in a place where they're just lost, then, and it gives them the inspiration to take that extra step, then I have done my job as a podcaster. And I think that just gives me a high when I hear people's stories, what they've gone through. Just it's heartwarming. It really is.
It is. I can absolutely agree, and I just applaud you for it. And again, it is. There's so much reward. You just tapped on something huge for me, and again, it's about those messages where somebody's messaged you and said, like, "Look, seen your show with such and such. I started doing what they were doing, and it's actually working."
Yeah.
And then I get all verklempt, and I'm like, "Okay, thanks for making me leak from the head. I'm so happy. Keep checking in. We'll check in, check up." But that's part of that reward of doing this. And I just applaud how you jumped in. You didn't, for me, it was I had to spend a year doing production for Voice Your Vibe before I could just go, I don't know if I can really do my own show. But you just went in there. So
Yeah. I don't know. Just a calling, I guess. Just go do it.
yeah, and again, that's amazing, because some people again get reserved about being in front of a camera, talking. There's new equipment, you've got to run controls and all this other jazz, but you just flow. And the amazing thing that I was blown away with when I was on your show was how your intro, I was just inspired by it, and I was so relaxed by it. I was like, "Oh my God." And I mean, I didn't even see your intro until I came on the show, and I was like, bang up job. Now, did you do that, or did you?
I had a few people edit it. Yeah, like
Awesome.
I've had marketing people over the years, and I had just put it together and just pull those things together, quick, simple, but really to the point of what's happening. Yeah.
And it's short, sweet, and impactful. And I love that. That's what we live for that. We're like, okay, yeah, wow, okay, what's gonna happen next? Okay, so let's get into some more meat and potatoes kind of stuff for you.
Yeah.
Raschell, if there was one journey that you could share right now with somebody that was silently struggling that you feel that they could benefit from off of that story, and I know that you've
Mm-hmm.
got multitude,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't, and at the same time, I don't want to take away from your show either. So, um, we got to try and do this so we're honoring transformational soul talks at the same time. So, could you pick a story that you feel would help to motivate somebody to just want to be happy again?
A story of my own or a story that came from someone I interviewed?
Y That is completely up to you. We only
Okay.
go so far down the rabbit hole. I don't want people triggered, so I don't want you feeling upset. I just want you, we're gonna here to celebrate you, but also learn about your journey.
Mm-hmm. Um, Gosh, there's so many stories. I think one of the most incredible stories that really impacted me was actually Ashton Smith. She is a blind Special Olympics swimmer. And she came on my show and shared with me how she had gone through so much abuse within that establishment and what they, and she didn't get paid. She didn't, she didn't get a lot of support. And when she asked for help, they just kind of brushed her to the side. And she, regardless of all the stuff that was going on with her, she came through and said, you know what? I'm gonna go above this. I'm gonna get the people I need to know to go through this legal document so I can get out of this. Because she was stuck. She was stuck with the Special Olympics and she couldn't get out. She wasn't getting paid. She was living, next to nothing. And so she got the people that helped her. She wrote a book and she started speaking about what was really going on behind the scenes so that more people were aware of actually what was going on. And her story was so moving. It was so moving because she was like, she says, I'm a blind, Black African American. And she goes, and the way that they treat me is just terrible. She goes, and I don't get this. And I don't, they don't let me speak. I can't say anything. I can't have a lawyer. I can't read. So I can't read my document, but they won't give me someone to read the document for me. Like, just I was so, my heart went out to her, but she transformed her life because she said, fine, you're not going to give me those things. Then I'm going to make my own way. I'm going to find the people that can support me. I'm going to find the things that are going to get me above and about. So she left and she said to me, I have all these gold medals from all these things, but nothing. What do I do with them? They don't pay my rent. They don't pay my bills. She said, I need money so I can live. And I said, I didn't know that you didn't get paid. She goes, no, we none of us get paid. And I said, wow, you're in these Special Olympics that you don't get a penny. And that I could not believe that. So it was a very transformational story. Now, from what I understand, Ashton Smith is now out there speaking and she's getting paid to speak and she's getting paid to share her story. And her book has done really well. You can find her on LinkedIn. She is a beautiful, beautiful girl and such a compelling story. Really amazing. So.
But I'm in shock. I'm in shock. I would have, for me, I feel that they are justified to receiving a little something for that. That's it's still in the Olympics,
Yes.
right? Like that's a big thing. And I've seen those athletes do some miraculous things, like some of the deadlifting, and you're just like, whoa,
Hmm.
wow.
Yeah.
And then also seeing the excitement after they've done it is also a real treat. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. Oh
You're
God,
welcome.
I'm like, again, see, this is what this is what she does. This is what she does, and she's very good at it. Um, Rochelle, when you get into these moments, because we all have our kind of rocky moments when we're going through our world. When you feel down, kind of that getting to that down moment, you feel your lowest, what is something that you tell yourself to bring yourself back up again?
It's not so much of what I tell myself. It's over time what I've learned to do is kind of pull myself away from the situation emotionally a little bit. I go and do something that makes me really happy. And I had a rough day yesterday, and it was tough. Um, so I went and got myself something that made me happy, something that I enjoyed. For me, it was my favorite drink, a hot beverage that I really enjoy. And I just went home and I got into bed and relaxed and just said, you know what? I'm going to go to bed, once it's time to go to bed. And then the next day is a brand new day that I can create the way I want. And I can't control what happened. So, and there's nothing I can do to undo it. It's done. And even though I was really emotionally frustrated and upset, but I thought, you know what, it's a new day tomorrow, and let's just let it go. And it's taken me quite a few years to get to that point where it didn't just happen. I would get angry and frustrated and storm around the house, or just freak out. But I've got to a point where I'm like, I cannot control those things. So why? And I actually spoke about this a little bit earlier today. Why am I going to give my energy to that? Let's reserve my energy for me, because I am the most important person in my life, and no one else is. And this is what I tell my kids all the time. No one else is going to love you like you. So love yourself really well, because you're the only person. And that's kind of what I've done. And it's, like I said, it's taken years to get to that point, but that's where I'm at.
And you're doing it very, very, very well.
Thank you.
Oh, every time, just right to the again. What's weird about that whole share is that literally, and I think you kind of recognized it. I messaged you yesterday, and I had, you know what, we had planned for this last year. We rescheduled, and I figured I could leave the email, and I'd have all of the photos for your mental health break montage. And here I am. I'm writing your song, and I'm getting the music together, and I'm ready to put it together. And literally, this was yesterday, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't access these photos.
Mm.
I've now got a message, or Raschell. I almost said Michelle. I just seen Michelle on the screen. Uh, I had to message Raschell and say, could you send your photos again? And you know what? This was the first time that I was literally like, you know what? I'm going to chill out. I've got the rest of the night off. I can't do any work tonight until I get the photos. We totally actually both had that evening off. So that was funny how on literally opposite ends of Canada, we pretty much had a very similar day. And we ended it off the same way with, you know what, just going to do something for myself and make myself happy. And I ended up sitting down to watch Airwolf.
Oh, there you go.
Right? Oh my God. Let me tell you about Airwolf just for a quick little squirrel
Okay.
moment. All right, there is no way that show could be remade for today's day and age with the amount of violence and the way that the helicopter only, when it was
Oh,
operating, when there were
okay.
certain things going off of that helicopter, that it would only hit the bad guys. Like, there's no way you're going to be doing that with a helicopter now in today's day and age.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to assume this is an older movie then.
Well, this was an old TV series. This was
Oh,
about a
okay.
special attack helicopter.
Okay.
All right, and again, this was the 80s, so
Oh, yes. Very
right,
different.
kind of you
It's
get
very different
I'll
now.
have to send you a link. You're gonna laugh, literally laugh your
Okay.
ass off. You'll laugh your ass off, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I totally maybe tried to channel that out of my head because that was that bad." Anyways, before we start getting into a little something that we've put together for you, um, I'm always trying to be thoughtful of the way that I word things because I what once you got to a certain point when you got to a certain point with transformational soul talks that you feel like you got to a point where you felt you needed to build more on it.
Hmm.
When did that moment happen for you, and what were the things that you felt that you were trying to achieve more of?
Great question. Um, I think, well, I was first introduced, like when I started to gain a little bit more notoriety. I was actually approached by a TV station in Atlanta, Georgia. I think Atlanta. And so I did try that out a little bit, and it didn't work out, but it did give me an insight of what my show should look like a little bit more. So I could kind of level it up. I needed to do certain things that really made it kind of intriguing, hooks and all kinds of things. So that was kind of a big part of it. But um, I think for me, it was probably towards the end of 2023 that I realized, was it 22? No, the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, Lachelle and I were actually in a collaboration, and I had said to her, and this was, I said, I'm looking for a few people to come on my show. And I'll never forget this, I should say, because my phone went off on Messenger and it literally went like this: bing, 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 bing. And it was going and going. And she was sending me all these people. And I messaged her and I said, could you stop? Because I'm never going to be able to interview all these people. Just don't share it no more. And it went like that for a couple of days. It would just go bing, bing. And it took me forever to get back to everybody. But that opened up everything for me. I started to connect with people all over the world, and connected with other podcasters. My beautiful friend Debbie Dashinger, who is out of Burbank, California, who's been in the business probably 17 years. She she interviews people like Bashar. Her and I flew out to LA in November and had a great conversation with her about what she's doing. And just, it really started to snowball. A lot of things. I met a lot of people and started to really come together as to, and you start to fine tune exactly what your message is, exactly who you want on your show. And a lot of times it was, show me I'd like to hear your story. Because as you're transforming and you're getting to the other side, that's inspiring for someone, because a lot of times people can't figure out how to get from A to B. They know they want to be in B, but they can't figure out how to get there. And sometimes someone's story gives them gives them the path, gives them the journey, and they go, I can do that. I can relate to that person. So I hope that answered your question.
It
Yeah.
did. It did. And an excellent response. There's one question because, and not to play favorites here, okay, but again, Rochelle's a fellow Canadian here. But you're
Yes.
also, again, you're very much a flagship for many, and because you do speak up about mental health, you could be kind of a flagship person for International Women's Day and supporting women.
Hmm.
What if you could have a moment of reflection on men's mental health? Where do you think that should go in 2025?
Mm. That's a really good question too. Hmm. Men's mental health. That's a very deep question, because, and I'm going to be totally honest,
You
with
don't
our
have to answer. Yeah,
no,
you don't
no,
have to
that's
answer.
fine. With our society norms, the way things are structured, a lot of time men are silenced and not really allowed to speak about what they want to speak, because they have to be that strong, burly. They've got to keep it all down and keep a smile. And I don't agree with that. I think that you should, whether you're male or female or whatever you identify as, you should be able to share your feelings on whatever it is you feel, because we are all human. We all have emotions. We all feel the same pain. And suppressing it actually causes you a lot more down the line sickness, because you're pushing those emotions back into the body. You're not bringing them out. So for men, I really hope for 2025 that they have a stronger voice to be on that stage as well and share how they feel about things and feel comfortable enough to share. So I hope that 2025 is an expansion for them as well.
Hashtag mic drop. You're dropping them all over the stage tonight. And here I'm just sitting going, wow, I wasn't expecting that. But again, you're a joy and a treasure chest full of amazing little treasures
Thank
of
you.
information. Um, so before we get into your mental health break montage,
Okay.
one last question. Again,
Mhm.
we know how we roll around here. Who do you feel was your biggest influential and kind of idol growing up?
Who is the person who influenced my life, or someone that was an
Somebody that influenced and kind of you idolized a bit to want to strive to become.
Mm. You know, I'm going to be really honest. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't idolize anyone or anybody, but I always was a troublemaker because I always asked why. My grandmother used to say to me, my name was can I do that? But why can't I do that? And I would ask, even in my jobs, I would say, but why? Why does that have to be? Because I always questioned everything. Everything. And I got me in trouble a lot.
I
So I don't really like, I mean, I didn't really idolize anybody, but I think, I mean, I was always aware of people like Tony Robbins and, people like that. I followed some of them. I looked at what they were saying, but I never really, it was like I would take little bits of that information and it was kind of like I was putting the puzzle together. That's the best way I can answer that question. Oh,
love it. It's again, honesty is the best answers around here, and that is a beautiful answer. And I'm guaranteeing you, there's probably another soul out there that has just been like that. The one thing that pops in my mind though is I wonder if you had come through in a different generation, not been a Gen Xer and come through in this newer generation where questions are more accepted, how we would have been responded to. Because yeah, you get labeled as the troublemaker back in the 80s and 90s
yes,
when you ask the
yes.
questions.
Mm-hmm.
So again, touche tonight. You just, again, if you haven't connected with Raschell, please make sure that you are connecting with her. And of course, in celebration of all of her shares this evening, we've put together a customized song just for you to celebrate what you do and how much you impact the world. So please, without further delay,
Thank you.
welcome to your mental health break montage.
In the heart of England, where the journey began, she learned to embrace, to weave, and to stand.
Hold on. I figured out what's going on here. All right. This didn't work right. I had the wrong one pop up on screen. Let's try this again. Welcome to your mental health break montage.
In the heart of England, where the journey began, she learned to embrace, to weave, and to stand. Through cultures and trials, she found her own way, transforming the struggle into light of day. Recognize the power, rewrite your own song, realign your spirit where you truly belong. With every step forward, the past fades away. Raschell's guiding light, showing us the way. A certified coach with wisdom to share. Through Reiki and healing, she shows that she cares. Empowering women to rise and to shine. With roots for success, their futures align. Recognize the power, rewrite your own songs, realign your spirit where you truly belong. With every step forward, the past fades away. Raschell's guiding light, every transformation, she inspires desire. The journey of change, in her book it's told, a tapestry woven with threads of gold. Recognize the power, rewrite your own song, realign your spirit where you truly belong. With every step forward, the past fades away. Raschell's guiding light, showing us, so let's connect and rise. Turn what ifs into maybes. In this dance of life, we'll break free from the crazy. Together we'll flourish, with joy as our guide. Raschell's transformation, let's take it in stride.
My God, you're gonna make me cry. That was really beautiful. Thank you. Yeah,
My
that was
thanks to
really nice.
you.
Thank you. I feel so honored. You know, it's funny when you're on this journey and you're just sharing stories with people and highlighting their life, you know, you just give and you think, I just want to keep sharing because I always believe that, you know, it, to support humanity, love and share those stories, you change people's life, you give them hope. And I've seen people's lives completely turned around just by sharing a story and letting them speak and letting them be heard. So thank you so much, Erin. That was very, very moving.
You are very, very welcome. I'm glad that you liked it. Definitely, it was definitely a little bit more challenging me for you to incorporate. I wanted to incorporate so much about you in that song, and it was like, oh my God, okay, we can jam this here. And I like literally, this was a 4-day little adventure to make sure that I got you right, so that
You
everybody can
did.
understand
It
who you
was
are.
lovely.
So you will get your copy right after the show. That's your gift with
Thank
every time
you.
you're a guest here on Soul Man Live. And yes, we will send you the Google link where it's stored, and then you can download it, and it's yours to keep. However, we're not done yet.
Okay.
What's new? What's big? What's coming down the line for you next?
Ah, well, as I touched on at the very beginning, because I kind of went off on my own tangent there.
No judgment here. No judgment.
um, I really got a taste for, you know, traveling. And I do anyway, but going and sharing people's stories on location. I mean, I did that in Guatemala with a beautiful soul, Ulia, in Lake Atitlan, and shared her story. She's another fellow Canadian who moved to, yeah, who moved there. She had done one of my tattoos, and I said, you know, I really want to share what you're doing. I want to share how you're creating this beautiful space for people. And you know, so I flew out there and did the podcast with her, and then this year was with Anne Michelle Wand, who is on LinkedIn as well. You can find her there, and she lives in Bocas in the Panama. Actually, coming up in May, I am going to Mena, Arkansas, to speak at a festival there on Misty Riston's Wellness in the Woods campground. And I'm going to actually do another live podcast with her and some of the other guests that will be speaking for the US Peace Festival. So that is one. And then we'll see how things go. But at the end of the year, so I won't. There's still a lot of things happening, but there is a beautiful woman, a French woman, Matilda, who is in Bocas, who is really supporting women, indigenous women in that part of the world, and farmers. And I really want to, and she's been there for 20 years, and I want to share her story and what she's doing for a lot of Central America. So that's kind of where it's on at the moment, where I've kind of got my plans. If I can, you know, 3 times a year get out there and speak with people. I mean, I've got some amazing guests that are coming up, but it's exciting. I love it, and you know how it is. You get to meet so many amazing souls and share their stories, and so that's kind of new. And yeah, that's what's going on with me.
Well, I celebrate you and thank you so much for being a special guest on our show this evening and helping us to kick off International Women's Day. Happy
Thank you.
International Women's Day, and thank you for being an inspiration to me and so many others. Again, um, I'm very blessed, and I know exactly what you're talking about when Raschell Atkins appreciates your spirit and your company. There's been sometimes that I've actually missed. I just finally caught one of them again, where
Hmm.
big shout out to Raschell Atkins for giving us these opportunities. And again, so coincidental because I didn't even know what you were doing until after Raschell Atkins, and that was back when she was on the show, and I was like, how coincidental is that we are literally doing, I'm Soul Man Live and she's doing transformational soul talks. Like my eyes is like, oh, this is cool.
And
Canucks
we're both
coming together,
Canadians.
yo.
Yeah, and she's actually next week. Her episode is coming out. I had her on this year, so Lachelle will be out next week. So definitely check it out on my LinkedIn profile. Her clip, but she's always got such a beautiful heart and so much to share. She is the connector. I honestly believe that is one of her beautiful gifts. She is a lovely, lovely lady.
Absolutely, without question. Okay, so before we let you go back to the green room, where can people connect with you? Where can people find you? I know that I made sure that we got Raschell Harlington's website on the last picture of her mental health break montage, but we'll definitely get that incorporated into the post. But where can everybody find you?
Sure. So, as everybody, you can go to RachelleHarlington.ca. You can find my podcast on Spotify and about 8 other platforms: Google, Apple. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Facebook under the same name, Raschell Harlingten, or Instagram under Raschell. Yeah, I'm pretty easy to find. You plug me into Google and it pretty much shows up as me. So I don't have a
That's
common
awesome.
name.
I think it's the
So
spelling.
you think it's, yeah, it is the spelling. Well, that has a little bit to do with my numerology. It's specifically spelled a certain way, but yeah, but that's where you can
Awesome.
find me. So,
By the way, I just got to say,
mm,
for the people that originated from the UK, I can't even hear a lick of accent from you.
mm.
Normally, I have a little Scottish that pops out here and there when I'm going out, and yeah, no, the R's
so
start to roll.
So I will say this. I did have what my aunt used to say is an international accent for years, because left the UK, went back, and then lived in New Zealand for a little bit, and then went back, and then came to Canada, probably in the early '90s. But at that point, my accent had just been so mélangé with so many different cultures that it wasn't really anything. And you can hear it when I speak with my mother or my father. You will hear or my uncles, just a tad of it start to come out. But it's pretty much gone. Yeah.
Uh, well, we still cherish what little bits that we can get.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna throw you into the back. No, we're not gonna throw you into the green room, but we're gonna let you go back to the green room gracefully.
Okay.
So, all
Thank you.
right. Enjoy the cheese and crackers in your dressing room and the fine
Okay.
wine and all the extras. Thank you again for being here and sharing your story tonight. I
Okay.
appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Thank you to
All right.
everybody who's listening.
Oh, I gotta make myself all in largey kind of thing again. Please, 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 if you haven't done so already, connect with Raschell. Amazing soul, amazing spirit. And again, I hope from this past hour, you've just been able to catch a little bit of her gifts. And again, I'm feeling damn healed after that. We've exorcised the demons, yo. Oh God. Happy Friday out there. Happy International Women's Day. Big shout out and thanks to all the sponsors of Soul Man Live. We've got the Guiding Brilliant Writers Publishing House. We've got Voice Your Vibe. Big shout out to Jennifer Penfold, Sweetness and Light Infusions.com, Leslie Flowers Enterprises, LLC. Then we've got Melissa Houston, Coaching and Consulting. And then, of course, OZK Studios. Thank you so much for being my sponsors. Thank you so much for being supportive. And again, some amazing, phenomenal spirits helping to, again, promote some love and light back into the world in a time that I feel it is really important that we're doing this. Thank you to all of you. Thank you for your continued messages. Thank you for showing up every Friday. Thank you for giving the big burly hugs back to me, lifting me up, and then energizing me for every week that comes along. We've got another fantastic guest coming down the line for you. You are not going to believe who I scored for next week, but tonight is Raschell Harlingten's night, so we are going to just leave it at that. And without further delay or ado, we're going to get you guys all off to your weekends. So please enjoy the outro. Keep it luminous and kind.
Soul man, shining bright, lighting up the darkest night, helping those in silent fight, sending hugs big and tight. Shine your light, oh so bright, spread love, make it right. Soul man, you ignite, open every heart, take flight. Spotlight on the broken soul, making wounded spirits whole, embracing all, making them whole. Your kindness, a shining gold. Shine your light, oh so bright, spread love, make it right. Soul man, you ignite, open every heart, take flight. Let your love be the guide, in you all fears subside. Together we'll stand with pride, your warmth a healing tide. Shine your light, oh so bright, spread love, make it right. Soul man, you ignite, open every heart, take flight. Let your love be the guide, in you all fears subside. Together we'll stand with pride, your warmth a healing tide. Shine your light, oh so bright, spread love, make it right. Soul man, you ignite, open every heart, take flight.
I'm not a hoser. You're a hoser, eh? Take off. Take off. No. Hey, by the way, did you know the latest Canadian greeting? Have a great night, everybody.